This guy turns other people's junk into $50,000 a month. And the crazy part is he started with nothing but a beat-up pickup truck.
Now, I was homeless on the streets. In my first junk job, I didn't know if I had enough money in my bank account to cover the dump fees. That's how broke we were.
But where does all this junk and money come from?
So our last 2 hoarder house jobs we did paid us $90,000.
But how can you get customers?
We didn't spend a dime on ads. I got my first 3 clients in 10 minutes by just walking into a real estate office and passing them my business cards.
And what does it really take to hit 6 figures?
My first job I ever did, I made $300 in 10 minutes, and I was like, wow. And I had no idea there was this much money in trash. I made $87,000 my first year working part-time.
I'm here to find out how one man's trash became another man's business model. All right, Matt, tell us a little bit about your company.
So I'm the owner of Sonoma Strong Hauling. We're in Sonoma County, California. We started the business in 2017, and we have 4 employees right now, and business is good.
So you run this business from, this is your personal residence?
Yeah, I run from the house. The best part about that is it's really low overhead we have. So park my vehicle here. I got another vehicle on the other side of town. We're not paying for PG&E, for electricity, or nothing like that. So when I first started this business, I was in an apartment complex, and I was parking my vehicles on the street, and the cops would come by all the time and tag my vehicle. So a lot of people say, hey, you can't start a business unless you got a yard or a shop. I'm gonna tell you like this, they are totally wrong. All I did was move my vehicles around and made it happen.
So what's the plan? Where are we headed today?
So today we got 3 jobs on the schedule. We're heading to an apartment complex to do a clean out. It's about a load and a quarter. Then we got a small little pickup. And then I'm gonna show you that big hoarder job. That was a $49,000 job that we just completed.
Wow. All right, I'm excited to take a look and learn more. Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
Awesome. As we go to the next location, did you have any experience in junk hauling or business in general when you got started?
To tell you the truth, not in the junk business. Actually, the only experience I had was pretty much selling drugs and selling CDs in the parking lot, to tell you the truth.
Quite different from what we're focusing on today. So how did you figure things out? What's the trick?
So pretty much I just started watching YouTube videos and just did a lot of research, and I knew there was a need in my area because I actually worked on the Salvation Army truck when I was in rehab. And when we were picking up donations and stuff like that at jobs, some of the stuff had like scratches or cat hair on it or stains, and people would ask, can you take this? Or like, we can't take this, it's unacceptable. And they would always ask, who can we call? And that's where I got the idea from.
New business owners can be pretty timid about getting out there face-to-face, shaking hands, and getting their word out, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You went out there and did it so boldly. Talk to us about that experience and any specifics.
So I had no other choice. I was actually working at Safeway at a grocery store making $15 an hour. I need to make a change. So I was getting tired of frying chicken, making sandwiches. So what I did was I got out of my comfort zone, ordered some business cards with some candy dishes, and stopped at every single real estate office in my area and introduced myself because I was tired of the job I was at.
All right, Matt, where are we at? What are we doing here?
So we're at a senior living facility. We're cleaning up an apartment. Someone passed away, and there's about a load and a quarter here.
Gotcha. What's going on through your head when you're here to kind of size up the job and so on?
Well, let's go inside and take a look.
Let's do it.
So we got a bunch of furniture that needs to go, some couches, some mattresses, and some donatable stuff.
When you show up, you're sizing up what exactly? How much stuff? Is your head calculating the cost, or you already?
So pretty much I size up the truck. So this right here is about 3/4 of a load. And then over here, we got about, I would say, a full load right there. And then with this stuff, about another quarter load. And this job is a $1,100 job. We give them a discount because they use us all the time.
This is a repeat, okay.
This is a repeat customer.
And how many guys are gonna work this job, and how long is it gonna take?
So be 4 of us, it'll take about 2 hours to be done, and we'll be in and out. So dump fees are gonna be around $100, paying the guys for 2 hours about $100 and plus gas, so around $850 probably profit.
How many jobs like this are you able to complete a day?
So jobs this size, we can do about 2 jobs this size, and then plus do some curbside pickups and some single item pickups throughout the day.
What was your initial startup cost, and how did you spend the money?
Well, I saved up $5,000 and bought a pickup truck. It was a 2002 long bed Tundra. I bought that truck, and then pretty much every tool I got for junk removal was actually off a job. Really all you need is a dolly, some straps, a tarp, and a pickup truck, and everything else would just come off jobs.
When did you decide it was time to go all in this business and leave your other job?
When the money started coming in and I had more jobs that I can get to at the time, so I let the market tell me when to leave my job. So anyone out there who wants to start a trash business, what I would do is work the 4 seasons and let the market tell you when to go full time.
How long it was for you, Matt?
I would say 1 full year.
Was it an impulse at that point, or was it just a clear decision?
It was pretty scary at first. I was worried about losing my benefits and all that. I worked at a job I was only making $15 an hour. I made sure I saved up a bunch of money, had a safety net tucked away, and my phone just kept ringing, and that's when I quit my other job.
What would be your advice to somebody who's trying to figure out how to price their services out correctly?
So in the trash business, we charge by the cubic yard. Most people charge anywhere from $50 to $70 per cubic yard. So you want to find out how big your vehicle is, how many cubic yards it is, and charge by the cubic yard. And the best way to really learn is mess up a few times, and I promise you, you won't do that again. Like I had a job where I did some dirt before. Never gonna do that ever again. I had jobs where I didn't charge enough money because it was down a hill and we just charged the regular base price, not knowing it was gonna be a harder job. If you're out there starting a trash business, don't worry about it. Just keep going and you'll get better.
All right, well, I'm sure you guys need a little bit of help. That's what I'm here for.
We like free labor.
I bet you do. Let's do it. So what do you do with all this junk once you bring it all down?
So all this trash right here is gonna be going to the landfill. And then over here, we have one item right now that we're gonna donate. And people love it when you recycle and donate. So all of our customers, we let them know when we show up, hey, we recycle, we donate. Any food there, we'll drop off at the food bank. And that's a good selling point too.
So I know that one important factor for you guys being so successful early on, right, was having the appearance of an established business from day one, when in fact that really wasn't the case. So expand on that a little bit. Tell our audience why that worked as an entrepreneur.
So what we did was we opened up a Google My Business. We got verified before we got a pickup truck. I had my wife actually build the website. We're loading pictures on there of me moving furniture in my apartment complex, posting those pictures online saying that we do furniture removal. And then we started getting a few reviews, got a Yelp page. And when we first landed our first job, people were like, damn, how long you been in business for? They thought years, but it was only like a few months.
Expand why that works or why that's important to execute that way.
I would say because you want people to see that you're a legit business, you look professional, so you're not just a guy with a pickup truck rolling around. You want to look more professional so you can actually get those phone calls coming in. It's all about branding your business.
How many jobs a month can you guys do realistically?
So normally we knock out around 90 to 100 jobs a month.
And so what is the most common type of job that you're doing on a daily basis?
So mainly mattresses, couches, and cardboard. A lot of people are moving out of California, so a lot of cardboard.
How much does a typical job pay then?
Our average job size is $549.
What would you need to make then to have a 6-figure business? How many jobs per month? About?
So that'd be what, 15 jobs per month?
15, 16. That's like a job every other day. What's the least profitable?
Single item pickups. A lot of times we do lost leads. Sometimes we just show up to get the customer on the team, so the job, we're not making no money. We're just getting the customer on the team for a later date. Now, the lifetime span for a junk removal customer is around $5,000. I mean, they're gonna call you up one time and then maybe a few years later when they move out of state or someone passes away. So there's money getting one customer on the team.
Tell us about your team, who does what, and how many people are there?
So we got 4 of us, counting me. So I do all the marketing and all the invoices and all the estimates. I got Julio, he's the team leader of the other truck. He has a helper, that's Jared. We call him Hot Tub. Because when he first started working with us, we had 10 hot tubs we had to do in 2 weeks. So I was like, hey, you know what? Your new name's Hot Tub. And then my wife, JoJo, she does all the SEO, website stuff, and she's brilliant when it comes to marketing too. Like when we do stuff with the Grinch, passing out toys for the kids and stuff like that.
So are you intentionally keeping the team small, or are you planning to grow in it? Why or why not?
So we got one more box truck we added to the fleet, and we're gonna keep the business small because I think our profit margins are way better.
So you have a solid team of 4. What have been the biggest challenges for hiring the right members?
I would say just finding the right people has been the most difficult thing. I ran through a bunch of guys. I had some people that were really dangerous on jobs, knocking down sheds and stuff where it could have cost me a lot of money. So we got a solid team. I mean, Julio, he has a great smile. All the ladies love him. Hot Tub, he's great with people too. He gets reviews all the time. They actually got a $700 tip 2 months ago.
At which point did you know it was the right time to hire some help?
When I couldn't get to jobs, I would say a year in the business when my phone kept ringing and I had to like put stuff off until the weekend. I would lose that job because I couldn't get to it in time. What I did back in the day too is I got a list of people that I had contact list, phone numbers I can call up anytime. So if I needed help on a small job or a big job, I had a list of people I could hit them up like, hey, can you help me this weekend? Or, hey, can you help me this day?
Yeah.
I just kept them on speed dial all the time.
All right, for somebody just getting started, what exactly do they need to get going?
I would say definitely get a website, get a Google My Business verified, make sure you got a Facebook profile, a business one and a personal one. I use my personal one as a business one. I advertise on there all the time. And then you want to get some bandit signs, some door hangers, some business cards, and then pretty much the tools that you need is like a sawzall, skill saw,
You don't
a
need to get
dolly.
your own truck.
No, you don't. You can rent a truck.
So what are the startup costs?
So I would say around $5,000. That's it.
All right, well, we're wrapping up here. What do we go next? Curbside pickup or something?
Yeah, next job is a curbside pickup.
How did you get your first customer?
So my first customer was actually off a Craigslist post. I posted on Craigslist it was free back in the day. And I got a job from a realtor actually. She called me up and I went to the job and there was a pile of trash inside the garage. And I didn't know if I had enough money to cover the dump fee after I loaded everything up. So I'm going to the dumps.
You were really broke.
I was broke, really broke.
And what did that job pay?
Way too cheap. It was like a $200 job and I made maybe $100. So I was really lowballing myself back in the day.
I mean, you're not in the red.
No, not in the red. But after paying for gas and all that stuff, I wasn't making that much money.
All right, so this is your curbside.
Yeah, this is about a $179 job. And if you can see, it's a lot of donatable stuff here. We have some dog cages, another dog cage, a propane tank I'm bringing home actually for my wife.
Look at that, jackpot.
Jackpot.
This is the least profitable service that you're offering that you mentioned.
Yeah, I would say single item pickups when I gotta send guys out there and I gotta pay for them and then the gas and stuff. This one we're making some money off of it though.
Is this kind of the way in the door into the relationship?
Exactly. We want to get people on the team. So a lot of times we do jobs for a cheap price just to get them on the schedule.
You started this business as a side hustle initially. How much time were you able to devote every week to it?
So I was working around 20 to 25 hours. And my help was my wife, JoJo. She would help me when she got off work. She was working actually 2 jobs and I was working at the grocery store. So about 20, 25 hours.
To this job while doing full-time at Safeway?
Working full-time there, yeah. So I was working from midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Working 40 hours a week there. And then when I got off work, I'd haul trash. And I'd work anywhere from 5 to 6 hours when jobs came in.
So for somebody starting out who doesn't have a truck, how feasible is it to then just go the rental route for how long? Expand a little bit on that.
You can go to U-Haul, spend $100 probably a day per job, line your jobs up, rent the U-Haul, go knock the jobs out and return the U-Haul. It's not that difficult.
Sounds way too easy.
Yeah, and also if you have an SUV, you can just load the SUV up or you can get a little utility trailer and load that up. I actually did a job in my little Honda Civic before.
Are you tired of running your business on a messy junk pile of disconnected tools, apps, and spreadsheets where your numbers just feel like guesses? You know AI can help. You're just not sure where to start. But every day you wait, your competitors aren't. Fortunately, there's a better way. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work in your business right now. It brings your financials, inventory, sales, and operations into one system. And because all your data now lives in one place, the AI doesn't just guess, it actually knows what's happening in your business. With NetSuite, you can cut costs, automate annoying manual processes, and make faster and smarter decisions based on true, reliable data. Good luck doing that with a junk pile of disconnected tools. If I were setting up a business today, NetSuite is exactly what I'd use. Right now, get our free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/upflip. The guide is free for you at netsuite.com/upflip. netsuite.com/upflip.
So what was the first month's revenue like?
So the first month we made $2,000. That was the goal, and I couldn't believe we hit it the first month.
That's not bad compared to Safeway.
No, I was working there, making only $549 a week.
How many hours are you putting in today as opposed to when you started?
So I'm working around 20 to 25 hours a week, and the guys are working around 40 hours a week. It's not all about picking up trash. A lot of times I'm on the computer, advertising, following up with people, sending out email blasts.
All right, well, let's go pack this stuff up and head out to the next location.
Let's do it.
All right, tell us where we are, Matt.
So we are at the biggest job we had this year. It's a hoarder house clean out we just finished. It was $49,000 and it was a lot of loads. And let me tell you, there was nothing good here either.
Nothing.
No, it was all trash. I might have found a pair of shoes and a little bit of Tupperware, but that's about it.
Let's go check it out inside. Not spend too much time. This is pretty nasty.
Let's take a look at it. So this job had trash stacked almost to the ceiling, about this tall. We had to crawl over the trash to get in here.
Rats, feces, you name it, it's here.
Dirty diapers, there's a pile of dirty diapers out front we had to take care of. Black mold.
You want to be in the junk business? This is the real deal. This is the $49,000 job with 70% margins, but this is what it takes.
And if you can see, there's holes in the walls from the rats. There's black mold. Look at this, all the spider webs.
If you're a fan of spiders, this is the right place. But your best friend would be a black widow. New customers, you get a lot from Google. Talk to us a little bit about what that entails.
For the new guys out there who want to start a trash business, for us, you want to get your reviews up if you want to rank on the map pack. And another thing you want to do too is feed it pictures every day. And also feed it pictures where you're located at. Like for us, we'll change the file. So like right now, we're in Penn Grove, so I'll take a picture of my truck, change the file on there, put Sonoma Strong Hauling is the best junk removal company in Penn Grove. I'll tag the zip code, and I'll post that on my Google My Business and feed my Google My Business. And that will help you rank on the map pack. Never had to pay for Google ads ever. It's all organic.
For somebody that wants to get started today, Matt, and has little to no budget, what's the quickest way for them to get their word out?
So what I would do is stop by every single real estate office in your area with a candy dish, drop off some business cards to them and introduce yourself. I would also post on Craigslist twice a day in the labor section and in the household section. And I'd really pound Facebook groups a lot every day. And also order some bandit signs from UZ Marketing and put those around town in busy intersections, by Home Depot, by storage units, by funeral homes. So when we first started this business, we had to fake it till we made it, because a lot of people will say, don't do that, but we had to. I'll show up to jobs not knowing how to price a job, but I'd walk around like I knew what I was doing. And every error I made, I fixed it later on. So if you're out there thinking about, oh, it's gonna be a difficult business to start, how do I price? Just get out there and learn in the field.
Where does most of your business come from? Ordinary people or professionals?
So right now, 33% of our business is repeat business. Then a lot of realtors, property managers. I would say repeat business, realtors, property managers, and then just regular people.
Who would you want to target more and work with more, and why?
More commercial warehouses, they pay more, so more commercial business.
For somebody starting out, what are some common mistakes they should avoid when it comes to new customers, etc.?
Just know not every customer is for you. You gotta be picky and choosy sometimes. The cheaper people, they know cheap people, and if you run around doing a bunch of jobs for super cheap, guess what? You're gonna be the cheap guy. So you wanna know what your worth is. And a lot of guys out here, they wanna do stuff for super cheap and they ain't gonna pay the bills. Especially if you want brand new trucks, you wanna look professional, have guys on the payroll, and be legit.
So what are some other big mistakes that newcomers should avoid when it comes to starting this business?
So I would say not tackling every single job that comes in. Like I'd tackle some dirt jobs, some rock jobs. When you first start out, you're hungry. Your phone rings, you get happy, you'll tackle anything. So that's one thing you don't wanna do.
All right, Blitz time with Matt. You ready?
Let's do it.
What's the #1 skill required to be a successful junk hauler?
I would say have a strong back.
Do you consider buying into a franchise instead of starting your own business?
No, do it on your own.
Okay, interesting. What's the most common type of junk hauling job you do on a regular basis?
Couch removal and mattress removal.
How quickly were you able to make money after starting the business?
I would say instantly, probably the first
job.
week, yeah.
What would you say to someone who's putting off starting a business because they're waiting for everything to be perfect?
It's never gonna be perfect, just get started today.
How much do you need to spend on marketing every month, and where does it go?
So when we first started, I spent $0 on marketing. Now I'm spending $450 on Facebook Boost.
It's not a lot.
Not a lot at all.
That's awesome. Is there any type of marketing that has not worked well for you?
Door hangers probably the least, yeah. It's more time consuming. I could post an ad on Facebook and be done fast in front of everyone.
There you go. That's a wrap. You're a big believer in supporting your community through your business, which is a beautiful thing. So what are some ways that you do that?
Right now, we are doing a Grinch photo shoot in front of our dump truck. And last year, what we did was we passed out a bunch of toys to the kids. We pulled up to the town green and we advertised it on Facebook saying, hey, the Grinch is gonna be out here. Come grab a toy with your kids and take a photo. People just love us because of that. People chose us just because we give back to the kids. And a lot of times too, what we'll do is we'll get a nice washer and dryer off a job and we'll post in these groups on Facebook and let people know, hey, if you need a washer and dryer, we'll drop it off at no cost for a family in need. And people just love that.
What is your total monthly expenses to cover your operating costs for this business?
So right now our insurance on our trucks are around $8,000 for both trucks. And then we got about $15,000 on payroll. Then you got gas, you got liability insurance, then a little bit of advertising. So It's a big lump sum right there.
You're not afraid to ask people to help you promote your own business, customers even. How do you do that exactly?
Well, back in the day when we first started out, I would film videos with my customers. I'd be like, hey, you mind doing a video with us? And I'll grab my phone and be like, hey, I'm here with Adam in Hillsborough, California. And how would you rate our service?
5 stars all the way, super easy to work with. Couldn't be happier.
Appreciate it. And then I would ask them to post it on social media, and people love that. People buy from people.
All right, well, let's get out of here and take a look at community involvement in action.
Let's do it.
So how do you decide which items to dump and which items to donate? And why donate in the first place?
Well, a lot of furniture costs a lot of money nowadays. So when it comes to furniture like dressers and couches that are nice, I know they'll take them. And the reason why we donate is it's good to give back to people that can't afford stuff. And we try to keep stuff out the landfill. It's a big thing that we do here at Sonoma Strong Hauling.
Out of the jobs that you're doing on a daily, monthly basis, how many times are you here, would you say?
I would say at least 10 times a week.
Really?
We come here, drop off a little bit of stuff here or there. We work with a lot of different donation centers, so it's not just this one. There's a lot of them during the route that we go to and drop off stuff.
So you mentioned that YouTube is basically a form of free advertising for you guys. Can you elaborate more on when you guys started, why do that in the first place? What is it doing to your business brand and so on?
Yeah, so we started our YouTube channel about 6 years ago, and the reason why we were broke as hell, we couldn't afford advertising. It was a free platform to advertise on.
Yep.
And right now we got a lot of guys that actually do junk removal in our area, and what happens is they watch our YouTube channel, and if they can't get to the job, they refer us. And then a lot of subscribers also too go to our website because of the YouTube channel, so it helps us rank on the map pack on Google.
As far as leads, man, how many leads are you potentially getting from YouTube, from the content, as opposed to other marketing channels?
So not as many as you would think. So mainly, I would say maybe a lead or two a month, not a whole lot. Every once in a while, someone goes on YouTube and looks up how to cut up a sailboat, and that customer will call us up. Or maybe how to remove a hot tub, and they'll call us up because of that. But really, the bread and butter is when the other junk haulers that watch us send us jobs, and I can't really calculate how many those are, but they're frequently for sure.
How quickly were you able to start making money? Like real money that makes a difference. Pay the bills, pay the mortgage, the rent, etc.
So I would say realistically, 6 months into the business, I started seeing the money really start coming in after I started getting a few repeat customers and realtors and property managers on the team that were calling me up on the regular. I mean, by month 6, I was doing around 10 to 12 grand a month as a side hustle, only working 20 to 25 hours a week.
And how much of that was profit?
I would say back then when I first started, 70% profit, because it's just me working and my wife, and we weren't spending a bunch of money on advertising or nothing like that. It was just dump fees and gas. Anyone could do this. You just gotta be a go-getter. You gotta want that change. I mean, it's not that hard to make a logo. My wife actually built the website for us. Yeah. You could do it all on your own.
So you started this business, Matt, as we're loading, without spending a single dime on acquiring customers initially, right? What did you actually do to get customers, and what are you doing now?
What we did was I joined a bunch of local groups on Facebook that were like yard sale groups, mom groups, buy now, sell now groups on Facebook. Then I started advertising on there either every day or every other day, and that's how we built a lot of business that way.
What are you actually spending on Facebook today on a monthly basis?
So right now we're spending around $450 on a Facebook boost, and that's just for brand awareness, really.
How many clients are you getting from Facebook?
I would say 15 maybe jobs a week off Facebook.
So what's your ROI for ad spent on Facebook?
So I don't know the exact number, but I will say I landed one of my biggest jobs off Facebook, actually a boost. It was a $50,000 job we did. And then I get jobs left and right off Facebook. People either refer me, seeing me. I'm not sure if they're screenshotting it, sending it to their friends, but we get a lot of business off our Facebook posts.
Have you ever lost faith in this business? We all have that moment, like, what the heck did I just get myself into? How did you overcome it, Matt?
When the phone would stop ringing, especially like in the winter time, it wouldn't ring as much, especially when you first start out. And you start second guessing yourself, like, is this the right business to start? Like, am I gonna make it? Is the phone gonna start ringing again? You start doubting yourself. So I would say that's one of them.
What did you do to mitigate the seasonality changes, the inflow and outflow of jobs?
Pretty much we live by the triple R's: reviews, repeats, and referrals. So we have a lot of customers that use us because of our reviews. Our people will refer us. Like the hoarder job we got was a referral from another customer, and that was a $49,000 job. We didn't need to pay for nothing. Yeah, solid.
How have you upgraded your equipment since you started?
So we started with an old pickup truck. It was a 2002 long bed Tundra, and then we eventually got a utility trailer, and then after that I bought a new Tundra with a dump trailer, which ran me around, I think the dump trailer ran me around $6,000 at the time. And then after that we bought the NPR Isuzu. This is what the top dogs use.
Is it?
And this one right here, back in the day, it cost me $64,000. They're around 90 grand right now. So we got,
Today?
Yeah, so we got two of these. And this is an NPR gasoline engine, has a lift gate on here, has
This thing tilts all the way back.
tilts,
Okay.
has electric tarp, backup camera. So we went from a pickup truck, so anyone can do this. I started with a pickup truck, now we got two dump trucks, and we got a box truck too, that's an NPR. And we use that for donations.
But you find tools when you do cleanouts as well, isn't that the case?
Oh yeah,
Not
so
that you need a lot.
no, if you're starting this business, you'll come across brooms, rakes, dollies, everything you need for the trash business.
What do you do on a daily basis that you would say leads you to success?
So for me, I live by the 10 post day rule. I'm posting 10 times a day, no matter what, on all social media free platforms. That's LinkedIn, that's Nextdoor, that's on Facebook and Facebook groups. I'm posting on YouTube Shorts. I'm posting on my Facebook story. I just post all the time and stay consistent at it.
Yeah, never missed one day.
Never miss one day.
What about personal habits? Any key traits that you contribute to success?
So pretty much just changed my whole circle. I used to hang around with a bunch of knuckleheads, and I pretty much moved to a county where I knew no one. So I actually went to rehab after I got out of jail and started my life all over. And what happened was, got out of jail with just clothes on my back, moved out to Sonoma County, went to Salvation Army program, went to rehab there, and then ended up here, and I loved it. So I cut everyone off, and I only hang around with go-getters and people trying to do stuff with their lives. So time is precious. So yeah, make sure you make it worth.
What was your smartest business move, and what did that do to the business?
So I would say getting a dump truck that actually had a button, because before we were hand unloading everything and it would take forever, and now we're able to knock out a bunch more jobs. And then once you start making that money, you want to have a CPA on the team, so then you know what to do with your money when you're making a lot of money. And then also what really helped us out was getting a CRM. A CRM keeps track of your contacts, you can do text blasts, you can do email blasts, it just keeps you more organized. When we first started, it was all paper and a pen.
How long did it take before you realized, you know what, CRM is going to be a game changer?
So I would say about 3 years it took. I was really against it, but after I did it, it's a game changer for sure. So stop using that paper and pen.
You seem to have a fearless mindset when it comes to competition. You know, when you started out, fake it till you make it, but do anything and everything to succeed. How important do you think mindset is, especially for people starting out in business?
I would say it's everything. You got to believe in yourself, trust the process, and just get out there and make it happen. You can't sit on the couch watching these YouTube videos and wondering, why am I making no money? I should start a junk removal business. You actually got to pull the trigger and make it happen. I mean, mindset's everything. Once you believe in yourself, go out there, get your feet wet, anything's possible.
What do you think is the best kept secret of most successful people from your perspective?
I would say staying healthy, getting up early, and educating yourself every single day. Like me, I wake up every day, I listen to motivational speakers on YouTube, and I just feed myself positive stuff every day.
Any shortcuts that you've learned that you can share with our audience who want to get into this business, start with little money down?
I would really say there is no shortcuts. You got to put in the work. You got to build those relationships with the property managers, realtors. You got to be on the grind 24/7. You can't just be sitting there waiting for it to fall in your lap. You really got to hustle in this type of business, but it's doable. You can make $100,000 your first year, without a doubt.
If you enjoyed this interview, make sure to check out episode 234 with Army vet John Kavanaugh, who went from being laid off to making over $20,000 a month, working part-time and raising 6 kids. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.